here we go, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully the audio is working properly. From what I can see, it's showing that it is. So, we are back to Doom Guy, as you can see very much plainly in the picture here. We've got him sitting there tonight, ready to rock and roll, and just kind of see what we can do with it tonight. Get this guy closer to the finish line. We're getting there, but we are still a long way away from finishing it. So, lots to do, lots to work on, all kinds of fun stuff. But tonight, the key thing I wanted to start with was his visor. But also, you know, the flamethrower piece, which has been separate this whole time. We need to get some paint on it, get it going. I want to work on specific areas like his utility belt, different things like that tonight to start getting kind of the, getting more of the subtle details into his armor and kind of start making things closer and closer to that finish line. I may even spend some time down here on the front sword and the Doom Eternal symbol itself. So kind of the game plan. Unfortunately, we've only got about 45 minutes tonight before I have to hop over to something work related. So let's not dilly-dally. Let's be about it, man. So hopefully everybody's having a good night tonight, or if you're watching this on the replay, having a good day. So I am going to start off with a airbrush today. As you guys can now see, I have masked off part of the Doom Guy's visor to kind of give a good clear paint job to kind of help keep the color from being a problem. I'm just trying to get the air pressure where I want it on the airbrush here. I don't want it too hard and I don't want it too light. So if you can, guys, go on into the chat. Let me know where we're at tonight. Who's on? Who's watching? Where are you watching from? And what I'm doing right now is I'm getting my Badger ready to airbrush here. I got to WD-40 my chair. Grab a paper towel here real quick to help me with this. And for the base coat on his visor, I'm going to switch it up from a Monument Hobby paint to a Citadel paint. Specifically, I'm going to start with the undercoat with the Citadel Air Caliph Blue. I did this on another model, and I love the way it kind of comes out. And looking at the pictures, I kind of want to try to capture that greenish blue under his helmet. And I think this is going to be a great way to catch that underneath. I just realized my keyboard was in my way. So yeah, the Citadel Caliph Blue is kind of where I'm going to start as kind of the undercoat, and then we can build up with other colors. Fun of it all. Hey, Steven, how's it going? I don't need very much. This Caliph Blue goes a very, very long way. And what do? I poured way too much. But luckily, the way Citadel does their paint pots, it's not hard to pour it out and back into the paint pot. That is the only time I will admit Citadel's paint pots are good. But you guys can kind of see on the towel there, the way the color lays down is really, really kind of cool. All right. Test paint here. All right, and I've got it nice and masked off, so I don't have to be as careful. You can see just how awesomely that lays down. The Citadel color works out really, really well. And just honestly gives a really cool hue to it. All right, actually, well, I've got this in my hand and I've got it a little bit loaded. I'm gonna fix another model that I was using this paint on. So when it kind of dries, it comes out to that nice kind of cool color. But I missed a spot on this one and I want to fix it real quick. And what I'm doing is I'm just fixing up, touching up some areas on this one that the paint just didn't get on very heavy. Just kind of darken it up. Just a few of the areas I kind of missed. Almost out. Let's set him in the back there. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of work on the flamethrower here. And why I'm doing that is the kind of the carbon scoring effect. Kind of give some cool, actually, I'll do this so you guys can kind of see what, oh, that camera's stuck. Great. Back to this camera then. I'm just adding in some highlights into the weapon there. Giving the blue undertone a little bit. We'll have fun with that later. The cool thing about a double action airbrush is you can just push in, use the air to help dry the paint. And pull back when you need some paint. Awesome. So using the blue in there for the BFG, it's going to kind of help out, give some realism that the gun's been used. And now the gun is dry. We get the cleaning pot. Start with some distilled water, clean the brush out. Turn up that air pressure. So what's everybody working on model-wise themselves? What everybody's got going on? Because I know I have been, it's been 2 weeks. I've been away for a little while, so I kind of want to hear what everybody's up to, what everybody's interested in. I'm still watching the results from the poll on the Halloween options. Last I looked, Mandalorian was still in the lead. So definitely go out there and give kind of that poll. I may or may have not already printed a new Mandalorian helmet. But definitely go give the feedback of what you're interested in for that build for this coming Halloween and what I'm doing. So, in the last episode of The Mandalorian, I'm going to say I was kind of digging Moff Gideon's Mandalorian armor. Not sure about anybody else. Start some controversy here, maybe a little bit. But I was kind of digging his armor. I don't know about what you guys were thinking or not, but it was definitely catching my attention. Yeah, and that blue just lays down. I mean, that just did an awesome job for, and mind you, this is just starting out, but it gives definitely a good look. This one, it's definitely more greenish, but what I probably will do is thin down a very kind of green transparent and come back in over this. So starting to see some really cool likeness to it. The other airbrushing I wanted to do was specifically down here in the utility belt. Basically, I want to get a flat gray on it to start giving some highlights into it because there's some tans, there's some grays, and I want to kind of start tapping into those colors. So what I'm going to use for this round is just Mechanicum Standard Gray from the Mechanicus from Citadel Airline. Works really well, does a good job, and it's going to give us definitely a very nice, I mean, you guys can see it is a very nice just base gray. And again, with these Citadel air paints, they go a long way. You need very little. And again, the nice thing about these pots is I can pour the paint back in. Actually, that's looking a little thick, but we will try it. Oop, I need to turn that down. That's better. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of cleaning up the green that has overflown onto the gray parts is mainly what I'm using this gray for, is to just kind of rebuild that contour a little bit. Being just a little thick. Grab me a paintbrush here and kind of thin this down. There we go. Little water can go a long way into helping fixing boo-boos. All right. Awesome. Really helped pull that back. You know, it's one of those things. Mistakes happen. Overflow happens, especially with an airbrush. You're going to see blowover, stuff like that. It's just kind of a thing that's going to be a constant when you airbrush. So don't let it discourage you. That's why we have normal paintbrushes. We come back in, we tidy up the lines, and we make it look good. And that's what we're getting close to starting to do here. As soon as I get this airbrush cleaned up. So, and a lot of times when you see me using this bottle, it's just distilled water. It works really well as a good cleaner for the airbrush. Sometimes I'll put a thinner or what's the word I'm looking for? Reducer through. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Just depends on the paint I'm using. Clean up my needle here. I'm noticing it's getting a little gunkied. Don't want a gunky needle. But yeah, all in all, what do you guys think so far of our Doom guy here? I think he's coming along very well. Still got a lot of work to do, but we are definitely well into this project. 4 videos in, taking him from a just printed model, sanding, cleaning, to now starting to somewhat resemble himself. All right, awesome. So, kind of just taking a look at the art a little bit to kind of figure out what I want to do, where I want to go with the brush. So in a lot of ways, this model is actually a conglomeration of 2 different models. And it makes this one a little bit difficult to work with, but not that difficult. All right, so go to the handy dandy wet palette. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Tan Flesh. And we're going to clean up around the armor points. Or do I want to do that, or do I want to play with the Doom Sword? All right, guys, Doom Sword or clean up on the flesh? Your opportunity to pick what we do here. Going once. Going twice. Anybody? All right, I'm going with the flesh. And of course, for the flesh, I'm going back to Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl Tan Flesh. Fantastic paint if you're looking for a good flesh paint. It is awesome. I'm just trying to clean up around the armor and different things like that, just to kind of give the musculature and that separation from the actual armor plates. Now I'll have to come back in and clean up the armor plates too, kind of clean up that line. Then probably come back with tan flesh again in the airbrush, kind of help remove some of these contours and brush strokes that is being created. So probably, honestly, what I should have done was done the lining like I'm doing now, and then use the airbrush to do it. So I am doing a little bit backwards, but oh well. Life happens. All right, definitely starting to get more of the muscle tone in there. Get that really kind of separated out. That was actually really nice and quick. I like that. All right, let's play with the Doom sword. I'll be honest, I kind of wanted to start working on the Doom front anyway. So the Doom sword is cut into the Doom symbol. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give the Doom symbol a coat of gunmetal from Vallejo. And then you sit like that, because that would be awesomeness. Oh, you are going to sit like that for a minute. Good. So I'm going to do a layer of gunmetal gray over the Doom symbol. And I may take some up into the handle. I may, if I have excess, we'll come over to the sword. Awesome. So the gunmetal and the Doom, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that gunmetal in to the blade here. All right. We're going to give some of that there. I'm going to use what I've got left, actually, on the flamethrower arm. So I'm going to set him to the side now that we're starting to actually work on that Doom emblem. Now we'll work on the flamethrower a little bit. Come in here and get some of the metallic. look to it. Start kind of giving the flamethrower kind of a metallic look to it too. All right, let's clean out this. So what do you guys think of the Doom Guy so far? Are you guys enjoying the project? You getting bored with me working on it? Definitely let me know what you're thinking out there. Definitely leave a comment. If you made it this far into the stream, definitely comment Doom Guy. And make sure you guys, if you are visiting or checking this video out later on, hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help out the channel and help out streams and everything else, as we are getting so close to crossing that 7,000 subscriber mark. If you would ask me a few years ago if I thought I could do this and get this far, no, I didn't think I could. It's all because of you guys. You guys are awesome for just coming and checking out and chilling on the stream. I appreciate everybody that hits that button. So, and also, if you want to consider backing the channel and getting your names at the end of videos, which is going to start here very soon, make sure you consider going down and hit that join button for some added perks and fun stuff. All right, Doom Sword. The Doom Sword. I think what I want to do for this one is I'm going to start with some miniature painter or army painter, war paint, pure red from their color line. And what we're going to do is we're going to start getting the red, and if it overblows, I'm not too worried about it. Because if it overblows, I want that effect that the sword's glowing, so we're going to try to use that. Wet palette out of my way. We're going to move that back there. Just going to try and make a little extra space. And we'll take a second and try to get that overhead camera working again. Hopefully that'll come back to normal. Now this pure red may be kind of pinkish. That's okay. Don't get alarmed, because we're going to have to come back with the brush. I know I just painted on this, on the metallic there, but we're going to actually have to come in with a brush with oranges and different colors to really kind of give that detail to that sword. So there's a lot there that we're still going to have to cover with oranges and other reds. So this being maybe kind of more to the pinkish side is not going to be a terrible thing. We'll use it to our advantage, because you guys can see the color. It's definitely the color of blood. And what we have of excess, we'll do some more work down on the base. So, all right. Turn the air pressure down. There we go. All right. All right. So, Newson, I'll post the link, but this model is by Wicked 3D. I'm a member of their Patreon, and that's how I got the model. So this is a pay-for model. Yeah, definitely the Wicked 3D guys, they do fantastic work. I love their models. They're always clean. They're always well done. And they just make their work look freaking awesome. I don't mind getting the paint on my hands, just in case you guys are curious. It's acrylic. It washes right off. Starting to get a clog. That's all right. Let's. Some red paint on these skulls real quick. Some of this brighter red, create some highlights. Hey Douglas, you're still fighting with Creality? What's Creality doing wrong now? I thought they were sending you the replacement board. Nelson, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully I said that right. I appreciate that on the artwork because I've got some reference material, but then I'm just kind of doing stuff on my own too. Yep, throw that in the front cleaner. And a lot of this is just roughing in right now, so I'm still roughing in. 4 hours in, I'm still kind of... kind of just letting the paint take me where it wants to go, to be honest. You guys can see how the red is definitely creating a definite pop accent to him. And then what we did with the visor just a little bit ago just looks freaking crazy. All right, take a look at our artwork, make sure I'm not missing anywhere where there might be some red up on the armor. Actually, it looks like there's, I'm gonna run a risk here. And do that little chest piece. Hopefully they honor their warranty here soon, Douglas, because yeah, they do the video thing every once in a while. I'm kind of surprised they're actually doing it. Doing it to you. I'm kind of stoked where this is kind of starting to go. Zoom out a little bit so you guys can kind of see how far we've come while I clean out this brush. But all in all, I'm getting really stoked how far we're getting to go. We're really getting to the point where we're going to start, everything is going to be hand brushed. Actually, I'm noticing this paint's kind of getting a little crusty in the brush. I'm going to give it a little reducer to help clean the brush. And the reason why I'm looking at the two different JPEGs is, Newson, is the way this model was built, it's a combination of both. It's not strictly one set of the armor. So I'm having to use both reference points to kind of make a conglomerate paint job for the armor. It's getting about time for me to pull this needle and clean that gun. So all in all, we've made a ton of progress tonight. So yeah, this one versus this one, you can see why I'm looking at two different JPEGs. Is the armor right here is this armor, but then other pieces of this build belong to this armor set. So it's kind of a mix match of the two. So I'm kind of having to work around that. So definitely kind of a lot going on with the way the armor is done. Let's see if this camera is going to pay. Hey, nope, camera's still not working right. I don't know why that camera is having a problem today. Let's see if we can get it going, because I would like that camera to work. Immediately froze up. Gotta love it. All right. Well, this camera will have to do, but yeah, we definitely brought in more of the red work. I'm going to come back with the gunmetal and kind of mute that. We need to come in with the tans. We need to come in with the orange to really accent the brush. Then we need to start coming in with the bone and ivory to pull the skulls out. And then start kind of doing washes and that detail up on the armor plates themselves, giving them the dirtiness. And we got to do some work on that big freaking gun of his. But definitely going to be doing some contour stuff in here. Need to come in and do the detail brushing of like all these rivets and all that kind of stuff. Come in with the leather, kind of give his belt some more work. And really kind of start just pulling this guy to the finish line. So especially once we put the washes on it, it's really going to clean him up. So really kind of stoked to get to that point. Sorry, I'm just cleaning off my wedding ring real quick where some red got on it. I'm still surprised this wedding ring isn't just a conglomerate of colors as much as I've probably painted in here. All right, and unfortunately, guys, I'm also nearing the end of time for tonight. I know we missed last week. I'm really trying to push this one, so don't be surprised if there's a stream this weekend where I start working on this. So I'm going to get in here, clean up that orange, get this black under layer kind of cleaned up, do some more work with this flesh, because you guys can see how well the brushed in tan flesh set with the airbrushed. And it really just gave us some really good definition, clean lines. But I want to come back with a little bit of reddened down tan flesh, because you know that armor's been rubbing on those muscles. It's gonna be a little irritated. So it's kind of one of those things. It's one of those things. Then also we're going to take some time. I'm going to kind of make a funnel to put behind the big gun here, and we'll get that done. The washes, do some of the contour lining. We're going to wrap this guy out pretty dang quick. So still got a lot of work to come. But like I said, unfortunately, time is up for tonight. I will tell you guys some changes are coming that are going to be kind of cool for the time that I get to spend here. And also stay tuned to the model channel, Rise of Miniatures and Models, as I start building my mobile paint station. Built around Monument Hobbies Go Bag Evo. So, because I'm going to have to travel a lot in the coming months, and model making takes no rest. You have to take it with you. So we'll be seeing some of that stuff spilled over here to the printing channel, but also most of that is going to be over on the hobby channel. So stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, go over there and subscribe real quick. It's Rise of Miniature and Models. Where this channel, we focus on 3D prints, 3D printing. That channel is focused on building model kits and painting and all that kind of stuff to get a really cool model. A lot of the same techniques that you see on this channel will also be over there, especially when it comes to the airbrushing. A lot of that same stuff goes between the two. So Newson, the stream is always there for replay as well, so they go up usually afterward. And we always stream on Tuesdays at between 8:15 and 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, and honestly, I'm kind of hoping to add additional streams, but it'll always be around this time, the 8:30 Eastern time mark. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope everybody have a good one. Make sure you're subscribed. I appreciate everybody that came tonight. Douglas, definitely kind of keep pestering them, and if you do return the machine, let me know if you do get that Neptune 3, because I have not gotten to play with it at all. So kind of curious of what your opinion of that. Of course, the CR10 Smart is looking like a bust for you, and I really feel bad for you on that one. I have personally not worked with that machine, so hopefully either Creality will get it straightened out and get things right for you, man. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you watched the video. If you stayed this long, hit Doom Slayer in the comments, and we will see you guys next week in the next stream.